All right, good morning, and thank you guys again for joining. Looking forward, we're going to get started now. But first, I want to hand the mic over to Greg Olio and Damian Thibault. Greg of CED Greentech. Just want to thank you guys for partnering with us to get the information out here for this really awesome program we have, the Green Mountain Power Bring Your Own Device program. It's been around for a couple of years, but 2020 definitely seems to be a significant uptick for that, and a really big investment into all the other things going on. So without further ado, Greg, if you want to kind of just talk about what we'll be going over today, and we'll go from there.
Cool. Thanks for the intro, Parker, and thanks for everybody who's joining us this morning. As we all have heard, BYOD is it's becoming sweeter and sweeter every year. So we're going to discuss how Sonnen partners with GMP and the BYOD platform, and see how we can help you guys sell more storage. So Parker, I guess, take it away.
Sure. Thanks, Greg. So today, just to kind of lay some agenda items and what we'll be talking about. Obviously, the big topic is the Bring Your Own Device program. My name is Parker Crawford. I've been with Sonnen for quite some time now, managing the Northeast, and working with programs to get more people familiar with energy storage and get more energy storage out there. Joining me today is Franco Cordano. Franco Cordano is the channel specialist for the team. He focuses specifically on the Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts main markets of the territory. So you guys will be working with him heavily on all of this and any questions you may have. I also want to note, if you have any questions, feel free to add them in the chat or actually pose them as a question. Franco and Greg are standing by and Damian are standing by to answer anything that you guys may have about how we, anything that we're talking about here. So we'll kind of get into the program. We're going to start off with the basic, why energy storage and why it matters, and kind of where this program came from. Energy storage, we've learned 10 years ago when Sonnen started, can provide a lot of relief to local utility grids, to homeowners, to cost structures, to everything from there. So we can actually store energy when it's not being used and deploy it when it needs. Hence peak demand and demand response, and the generation of programs like Green Mountain Power's Bring Your Own Device. So being able to bring that all together, have a battery working for the greater resilience of the community, and also have resilience for the homeowner at the basic level of a behind-the-meter energy storage unit, is kind of the holy grail of what we're able to do to modernize the utility grid. So taking that clean power, that clean energy we're able to create from solar and renewables, and really making that extremely useful, is kind of the niche that energy storage follows. So that being said, Sonnen came about in 2010. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, which is very exciting. We started in Germany and have expanded across the globe, notably here in the United States, where we are manufactured, assembled, and all of our R&D, all of our tech services, all of our application services are all in Tucker, Georgia. So moving on from there, we have our major product lines, all of which CED Greentech has partnered with us on. So our standard product line is the Eco. That is kind of what we will be referencing to today. That is our most popular solar product, our most popular product for that avenue, and the most popular product on the Bring Your Own Device program right now. It boasts a 10-year, 10,000 cycle black and white warranty, and it scales all the way up to kilowatt hours, which is quite fantastic there. Then we have our Eco Links, which is our premium product. It adds an extra 5 years and 5,000 cycles, so a total of 15 years and 15,000 cycle warranty with a sub 100 millisecond transfer switch. and that comes to 12 to 20 kilowatt hours. And most notably, our newest product in that line is the EcoLinks 30, which is 30 kilowatt hours of stored energy in that cabinet. You can see it looks a little different than the taller cabinets. It's off to the side, but a great resource for those who are looking for more capacity or longer runtime or something of the sort. So those numbers, too, when we kind of get into it, and I'll note that from time to time, are a little bit more lucrative than the eco. There's some math and equations in there that they work the eco links to get more incentive return. But again, I'll highlight that later in the presentation. Moving forward, there's the Green Mountain Power Bring Your Own Device program. So there's a pretty neat incentive structure. There's a couple different pathways you can go down. And the two major things is a 3 or 4 hour discharge window. So when you're looking at deploying the battery, when you're signing into this program and enrolling your customers into it, you're looking at either 3 hours or 4 hours. For all intents and purposes of this presentation, the 4 hour is not as lucrative as the 3 hour, so we are only going to look at 3 hour discharge window calculations. So when you go down that path, there's two structures you can choose from there. One would be upfront payment, so you can get an upfront incentive for having the energy storage per kW enrolled. We'll get a little bit more into what that means as well. And then you can also take that as a monthly bill credit. So we have the bill credit structure and provided there. We have along those lines. The monthly bill credits actually just factor out over time to be a little bit more than the upfront payments, but not a huge difference to kind of warrant suggesting the monthly bill credits to homeowners and customers. So when you're looking at the upfront payment, this is broken down into two ways to enroll the battery. One is self-consumption, which allows you to self-consume at your home, something that Sonnen does and does it quite well, where you produce the energy that you need and use that in your home. That incentive will only be $850 per kW enrolled. Now there's a backup only incentive. Now when we're looking at the backup only incentive, you have the option of 3 hour or 4 hour discharge window. Again, we recommend the 3 hour one. Of course, you can suggest anything to your customers, but from our standpoint, the 3 hour is more lucrative. So that is $850 per kW for a minimum of 3 hours, and then the 4 hour is $950 per kW. From there, we can kind of talk about the kW enrollment. When you go to enroll the system into the Bring Your Own Device program, you will need to enroll on a 0.5 kW rating. So starting at a minimum of 2 kW, this does disqualify the smaller capacity units of Sonnen on the program. However, you'll see that our Eco 10 through 20 works well on the program. So essentially, you will see you'll start at 2 kW. You will go up from every 0.5 kW all the way to 10 kW is the maximum enrollment that you can provide to your homeowners. Okay, so new this year, they've provided something else. They do have an extra additional $100 incentive. This is to be applied with batteries on an pre-existing solar array or a standalone system. And this is actually within GMP's constrained areas. So you can find that on the solar map, and it would be red, orange, or yellow at time of enrollment. So when you enroll the system, you can see that this does not work for any installed solar plus storage at the same time. This is pre-existing solar or a standalone energy storage device. Just a quick note, keep in mind that if you do have a standalone energy storage device that would not be ITC eligible, The ITC states that it does have to be charged from a renewable source. So I would just always refer to tax professionals or refer your customer to tax professionals, as that's not what, that's not what we are here. All right, so getting into the numbers, we're looking at essentially our battery capacity. Again, I haven't rounded this down to show what we would be applying for, but I have put in numbers here of what actual KW we would be applying for and enrolling into the program. So if we're looking, for example, at a Eco 10, so a 10 kilowatt hour, your 3-hour discharge minimum is 2.6 kW, so we can enroll 2.5 kW into the program. You would get your benefit there of $2,125 up front. And if you're in the grid constrained area, it would be $2,375. So we have done the math basically on the eco product here, showing that, and we've rounded down to the nearest 0.5 kW on all these. That is correct. As Damien wants to point out and mention, there's no KW multiplier for self-consumption. It's just straight $850. So it's a pretty basic. It's a less invasive of the two programs, meaning being able to provide self-consumption and commit to that, will be something that they monitor and look at regularly. So it is actually a good program to be a part of too. Bring your own device monthly bill credits are looking at this way. So if you're looking at, this is their schedule on 3. So 3 hours. So you can earn up to, on our systems or basic energy storage system, anywhere from $19 to about $48 per month of having the energy storage product. Okay, so there are some homeowner requirements they have outlined. There are some more detailed requirements into the program that you can see when you're enrolling, and we'll make sure that when we send out all the information, the enrollment page is with that, so you can see any that we don't discuss and get into. One of the major ones is backup. Typically in programs like this and in statements like this, we have everything that we would see. The majority of events are typically going to be during the summer. I say anywhere from 3 to 8 events a month, potentially there. But if the utility forecasts adverse weather conditions, no events are called. Inclement weather, hurricanes, tornadoes, disasters, kind of like that, they won't issue a battery call. You do have to maintain internet connection. I know sometimes this is difficult in the state, but internet connection is required in terms of Green Mountain Power. They do that to monitor the program and call on the batteries when needed. I also want to note this is a 10-year program, so when customers are signing up for this, they are signing up for 10 years. You can enroll as a new system, or you could reserve online on greenmountainpower.com. And the surcharge for technology integration is $3.97 a month. So they will have an extra charge if they are on the monthly bill cycle. To be honest, it's a little confusing if it's standard all around. But I would kind of prep your customers that they will be charged $3.97 as a surcharge for enrolling energy storage into the program. And then enrollment began on Friday the 5th. There's a couple other programs inside there that GMP talks about. If you were to terminate early, you can terminate early with a written 30-day notice. However, if you took the upfront payment, you would owe some sort of prorated payment back to GMP for the time there. So overall, this is really along the standard of several other programs out in the utility space, and especially in the New England area with the program allotment. From that standpoint, I just wanted to kind of get into what we're here to help with. We will be sending out when we all follow up. We will have a homeowner flyer. The homeowner flyer is really neat. We see the connected solutions one we have here, but we will have a Green Mountain Power bring your own device specific. This will allow you guys as our customers and partners to put your own contact information as well as your company logo on these, so you can distribute to your homeowners, to your customers digitally, and or print them, whatever you would like to do. We also have our applications engineering support team. So the application engineering team is designed and a specific resource to help with project design and kind of working through that. They will help confirm any of those programs, or they will help confirm any of your single lines, anything of the sort, to best provide a great experience for your homeowner. From there, moving forward, we have marketing resources for you guys. We've helped several people do web campaigns, email campaigns, web blasts, and we've seen a lot of really great results from contractors and people taking advantage of that. And then, of course, we have Franco Cordano, local channel specialist here, that is to help you with all things sonnen on the everyday aspects here. We also can help with identify any numbers and do some math and work on the programs with you guys on a one-on-one basis, kind of whatever you would like there. So with that, I want to open the floor to any questions that we have. So if we can get both enrollment credit and monthly credit. So no, we cannot get both enrollment and monthly credit. You would choose one or the other lined up front. So you can kind of make that choice and decide what the homeowner feels is best financially for them. But the enrollment is one or the other.
So Parker, one thing that we've noticed is that the enrollment credit, also known as the upfront payment from Green Mountain Power, is much more of an incentive than taking it over the 10-year period. If you're to amortize that value over 10 years, it doesn't seem to make as much sense. I'm sure there are homeowners somewhere that can justify that, but I find that we'll be seeing more upfront incentives from Green Mountain Power.
Yeah, we would agree, and kind of looking at that, the upfront incentive is, overall less money than what a monthly bill credit over 10 years would be. However, the monthly credit, obviously over 10 years, takes a much longer time to collect what you would than the upfront payment. So, it all depends on, what the customer is looking for. Again, my recommendation, having sold solar and sold energy storage in a previous life, would be to offer the upfront credit as the standard. Yep. Thank you for pointing that out, Franco. So they will receive updates for at least 4 hours in advance for the program if there is going to be an event called. Again, they're going to make sure that if there's any major weather events, weather storms, that they're not going to call. We actually saw last summer during the heat waves that Vermont experienced, the batteries were extremely useful in providing resilience to the grid, which was actually a really good use case for this program, and I think that's another big reason they're kind of doubling down here. Do we have any other questions or any other insight or anything of the sort? Leave it to Franco and Greg if there's any questions in the chat or the group.
I'm not seeing any questions as of yet, but I just wanted to reiterate that reach out to your sales representative at CED to discuss pricing on sonnen. Sonnen does not publish MSRP, and us as distribution, we have means of giving you guys the best deal possible. So reach out to your sales reps, ask for quotes, and that way you can sit down with your potential homeowners and sell them on BYOD and sonnen, and really show how its value comes to life. So if you have any other questions, also reach out to us, or we can bring in Franco or Parker to answer any more technical questions as well.
Fantastic. Well, I think that concludes everything that we would have to present on the BYOD and sonnen 101. For more training, for more any of those resources, please reach out to Franco or myself, and of course to Greg and Damien for any further sonnen questions. So we thank you all for joining. We thank you all for coming, and we are very excited. I'm sure you guys are about this program, and we're looking forward to help you maximize your returns and get some good customers and great experiences out there for you. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.